Pyrex Vision sort of birthed off of my sort of innate feeling to represent what was happening in downtown New York culture. Initially it was this film to define what was happening within fashion, but making something representative of that, you know, that this team with no sport, sort of this unity that was coming from like-minded kids at the time, and sort of like ushering this generation anew. Off-white was the seasonal idea of fashion, and then the diagonal lines. Pyrex had sort of started this, and names on the back, treating them. The diagonal line came from that. It was so nondescript, so ubiquitous. It was everywhere. It was on the streets. It translates to all languages. It works in a way that it's sort of like a hazard symbol. The best thing about Off-White was the ability to learn by doing. From the time of architecture school, building furniture, I thought that furniture is sort of like architecture at the human scale, and having Off-White as a medium, I found and made space for furniture to also exist in that atmosphere. I've always thought that furniture can sort of take some of those same traits and ideologies that exist within fashion. And I thought IKEA, you know, I was always getting this feedback that Off-White was super expensive and, you know, it's not affordable. And I was interested in collaborating with IKEA because of its democratic design and that it was sort of ubiquitous in design. You know, chair is a chair. Chair gets exalted to be an object of great desire, a masterpiece, because of its backstory, of its creator, where it comes from. By a friend, Fraser Cook, who I'd known from actually DJing in our sort of like downtown cultures of the world, worked for Nike, and sort of innocently asked, like, hey, would you be down to do a project? And to which I obviously agreed. It was at a time where Nike wanted to celebrate its icons. I was at a time where, you know, candidly, I was in a way falling out of love with the brand because sneaker culture had sort of gone full steam at that point, and every day there could be a new version, or which ultimately was just a new colorway of a classic shoe. Obviously, kid from Chicago, idolizing Michael Jordan, believed he could fly due to his shoes. I challenged myself and Nike to do something different. Let's stop the Instagram scroll. Let's stop the sort of influx of new shoes and try to literally make people stop and look and appreciate what made Nike, this understanding of how important. This is a part of my philosophy in collaboration, is it can lead to more than a 2.0. Collaboration done right, and this make products that couldn't be made without one another. I wanted to give this feeling like these Nike shoes weren't made from a microwave and that they were actually made by hand. In order to make a human connection with inanimate objects, evidence has to be seen. Someone somewhere, a conference room of people, decided that that Michael Jordan campaign or that Coca-Cola ad or that movie was for me. And then me consuming that thereby sort of made my baseline sort of opinion, my eyesight, my view. And that art for me was about bringing some sort of finding of some truth to the forefront. I'm not sort of delusional. You know, I know which each category of the things I make. I also reject those categories. You know, they're not made for me, but they're made for interpretations of me. The road to becoming artistic director of Louis Vuitton can only be described as long and maybe uncertain, but it was, you know, very much my goal to prove that design could be different. I had blind faith that even though designers didn't look like me or come from people like me, that there was a place for it in the modern world. What's to be recognized here is that work makes the impossible possible.